Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to teach you, yes you, how to contour and highlight. I get a lot of people asking me how I contour, where I put the contour, what brushes I use, what products I use. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you all of that. So if you are interested in learning how to contour and highlight the Morgan way, please continue watching. Let's get started. Alright, so I am going to apply my foundation. I'm going to apply my favorite foundation from Makeup Forever, and it is the shade Y455. And a little trick, you know the lids from Bath and Body Works, like from the candles? I like using that as my tray. I don't like using the back of my hands because I don't like makeup all over my hands. So this is what I use. I know it looks a little dirty. It's not dirty, I cleaned it. It's just stained from all the glue that I used for my lashes. So now I'm just gonna pump that on the tray, and I'm just going to press that all over my skin using a flat foundation brush. I mentioned in the other video that you need to press it into the skin. If you press it into the skin, you're really gonna notice a huge difference throughout the day with your makeup. It really seeps into your skin, allowing it to really last all day. And you want to avoid the under eyes. Foundation is not meant for the under eye area, so try to avoid that because you're going to go in with concealer anyway, so why double the coverage? You really don't need that much coverage under your eyes. Alright, so now going in with Makeup Forever concealer, and I'm going to create a triangle under my eyes. Alright, so and when it comes to highlighting on the face, you want to go in with a shade that's about 2 or 3 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. And I'm also going to apply this on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. Everywhere the light naturally hits. If you see, I'm in natural lighting right now, and the light is shining on my forehead, bridge of my nose, my chin, and cupid's bow. So okay. Now I am taking my damp beauty blender. I love this beauty blender. I don't know what I would do without a damp beauty blender, to be honest, when it comes to contouring. I tend to apply a lot of concealer, as you can tell, and this soaks up the excess product that I really don't need. So I'm just going to pat that into the skin, and when you're patting, don't pat too hard. If you pat too hard, you're going to take off too much product. So you just want to lightly pat, very lightly, and go back and forth. All right. And now, because the concealer looks a little harsh right here, I'm going to take the other side of the beauty blender and just kind of blend it with my foundation. Going in with a bright setting powder from Sephora. It's just like any banana powder. I think it's $18 at Sephora. I love this stuff. It's not too heavy. So I'm going to apply that everywhere I applied that concealer. But first I'm going to apply it under my eyes because the concealer could settle into those lines. See, it's already settling in, so I'm going to blend that out. Everybody has lines under their eyes, so you really need to set it with powder. If you don't set it, it's going to look a little cakey throughout the day. So now it's time to set the liquid foundation. That's like on my cheeks, around my forehead, basically everywhere I didn't put that highlight. So I'm gonna take a flat brush. I like using a flat brush like this to apply powders so it can really seep into the skin. Like I said, I love to really seep the product into my skin so it can last all day, and it looks a lot more natural that way. So, so when you're done with that, the next step is to bronze the skin. So I love going in with Studio Fix from MAC Cosmetics, and this is the shade N9. And I love using this brush to apply my bronzers because it's nice and fluffy. So when it comes to bronzing, you don't really need to be very specific where you put it, like contouring. You basically put it on the outer parts of your face. So basically everywhere the light doesn't hit, and basically the shadows of your face. So dust off the excess. So I'm going to put it on my forehead. And when you put it on your forehead, it's actually going to reduce the size of your forehead, which is nice. And I always like to tell my clients, when you're applying contour or bronzing, you want to make a 3 on the face. You see how I'm making the number 3 on the side of my face? That's basically where you're putting contour. Just like that. And you notice how I'm just buffing that everywhere because I really like a nice bronzed look. Because I'm looking a little pale and a little washed out, so this will help that. And it also acts as a nice gradient for the dark contour that we're going to go in with. So now, next step is the contour step. Going in with this Warm Light Sculpt and Shape powder from MAC Cosmetics. Has a dark color and has like a blush color. So what I like to do, I like to go in with this really skinny brush, and I've had this brush for so long. I've probably collected about 10 of these because they come in the back of your powders from the drugstore. So they're very effective because they're so small and thin that you can really carve out your contour. So if you're looking for a great contour brush, look in the back of your powders from the drugstore and you might find this. So I'm going to take some powder And I also like to tell my clients, when it comes to contouring, the top of the ear, bottom of the mouth, that is my direction for my contour. If you don't know where the hollows of your cheek is, that is your direction. But you're not going to take it all the way down to the end of your mouth, because that's going to look not so natural. And that's what we're going for, the natural contour look. So I'm actually going to end it right about where my eye ends. So we're basically connecting the dots right now. So I'm just going to do it very lightly. And I've noticed the shorter your contour is, the more natural it looks. Some people prefer it to come all the way down here. Go for it. Do it. There's no rules to makeup, but my preference is to keep it kind of short. So I like to bring it all the way up to that ear. And also I'm going to put it on my forehead, very close to my hairline. And my jawline. So now I'm going to carve out that contour. So I'm going to take some translucent powder. This is my favorite. Love this stuff. I go through it so quickly. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to take my damn beauty blender that I was just using, and I'm going to carve out that contour. I'm not going to start back here. I'm going to start from the front, basically like I said, the end of the mouth, and then move it up. And I don't like starting it right here because it doesn't seem as natural. It looks a little too harsh, so I like to start from the end of the mouth. And I'm going to let that bake and just sit, and that's going to act as an eraser. If the contour was down here, that's just going to eliminate that and just carve that bad boy out. So while that's baking, I am going to apply some blush. I'm going to apply this blush that I got for Christmas 2 years ago. It's from Too Faced. It's a little palette. Obviously it's one of my favorites. It's like a pink gold color. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm going to take an angled brush from MAC, and blush also helps with your contour. A lot of people say just put it on the apples of the cheeks. Yes, you could put on the apples of the cheeks, but if you want to enhance your contour, you want to follow your blush with that contour. So you're going to bring it up here as well, and that's just going to enhance it a little bit more. So I want to start on the apples of the cheek and kind of just move it up. Okay, so now I'm going to contour my nose, even though I do like my Jackson 5 nostrils. So I'm going to take this light color, same palette. It's not as dark as my bronzer. Well, my bronzer's a little red, and I don't want something this orange on my nose. So, and this is way too dark to apply on my nose. So I'm going in with this like taupey brown shade. so it looks a lot more natural. And I'm going in with a pencil brush, and I'm basically the concept of contouring your nose is to make it appear thinner. So I'm going to bring this shade in, and I want these two lines to be rather close to each other, and I'm going to move it all the way up to my eyebrow. It looks really harsh right now, but we're going to blend that out later. Okay, so to blend it out, taking the end of my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna pat that in. So I think that baked enough, so now I'm just going to sweep that away. Just kind of blend the whole cheek. So now I'm going to highlight my nose. I love going in with this ColourPop. Sorry about my dirty hands. So I'm going to just use my finger for this and just pop that right in the center of my nose, just like that. And now, after I just did that ball, I'm going to just draw a thin line in between that contour that we just did. And this will enhance our contour with our nose. And if you feel like it's too harsh, feel free to get your beauty blender and just kind of blend that out. So now I'm going to highlight my cheekbones. First, I'm going to set my face with Charged Water from MAC. I love the smell of this. I think that's the only reason why I buy it. Yeah, it smells amazing. So I'm just going to spray my face, and then after I'm going to do my highlight. So I really like to soak my face. So while that is still kind of damp, you don't want your face soaking wet when you do this. And I'm also going to spray my highlighting brush. This is a 188 brush. Just a little bit. Because I really want the highlight to be intense, and this will help that. So while it's still wet, I'm going to apply this contour, or this highlight. And I'm using Global Glow from MAC Cosmetics. And to finish off everything, I like everything to be completely blended. So I'm going in with this 187 brush from MAC. And I'm just going to sweep it. It's a clean brush, so I'm just going to sweep that all over. Just make sure everything is blended and there's no harsh lines, and everything just looks seamless. Okay, so there you have it, contour. And now I'm just going to finish off my eyes, apply some lipstick, and I'll be right back.